Morning, Abotai, Shavua Tov. Every member of the Jewish nation, men and women, children, midin chinuch, but not according to the letter of the law, is obligated on the night of Purim to hear the Megillah. That's midrabanan. And then once again on the morning of Purim, midivrei sofrim, that was the ikar takana of Mordechai ve'Esther and Knesset Gedolah of reading Megillat Esther. Now, best case scenario is that every person has his own kosher Megillah on klaf or gvil in front of them, and then if they want, you're allowed to read along with the Chazan if you have a kosher Megillah in front of you. Obviously, you have to know the words that you're saying. You don't have to understand, but you have to pronounce the words properly because there are some tricky words in the Megillah. If you mess them up, you might not be yotzei. You could read along if you like, and you could also be yotzei through the mechanism of shomea k'oneh, which is listening to the Chazan and being yotzei. That's as if you're saying. Now, what about those people who don't have a kosher Megillah? What about the people who have a printed Megillah, Chumash, or whatever it is? What's the halacha over there? So those people, they have to be very careful not to read along with the Chazan, because if they hear themselves, they're not hearing the Chazan, and you're not yotzeh by reading from a printed Megillah. So you just have to be quiet and listen to the Chazan. Now, what sometimes can happen, inevitably it happens at some point to many people, is that you can doze off, you can daydream, you can be distracted by what's going on around you, and a person can miss a few words of the Megillah. That happens very commonly. Or if a person walks in late to the Megillah, the halacha is as follows. All is not lost. The halacha is if you have a kosher Megillah, quickly read it from in there, catch up to the Chazan, and you're fine. The chidush is that even if a person doesn't have a kosher Megillah, even if you have a printed Megillah, the halacha is that you can read those few words or few psukim up until half of the Megillah. You're allowed to read from a printed Megillah. Read quickly those words and then catch up to the Chazan, be silent again, and then listen to the rest of the Megillah, and a person will be yotzei yedei chovah. It can happen sometimes when people are banging by Haman, making noise, and you miss the word of the Megillah. It can happen if a person dozed off, if a person walked in late, and the Chazan is already a few psukim in. Quickly make the bracha, read the few psukim that you missed, catch up to the Chazan, and you're fine. You just continue listening, and you are fine. That is the halacha with regard to that. If a majority of the Megillah, if half of the Megillah has already been read, then it's already too late. It's too much. You can't be yotzei in that way. But if a minority of the Megillah is what you missed, then you can make that up and then catch up and listen to the Chazan for the rest. Maran Zichron Bracha was very, very against. Sometimes on Purim, children get very excited, and Mechiyat Amalek, destroying Amalek, is a very big mitzvah. Included in that is Haman. However, he got very upset when kids used firecrackers and all sorts of other explosives in the shul. I remember reading Megillah with him, and Maran Zichron Bracha used to call all the children. He was in his 90s already. Before the Megillah, used to call all the children before. He says, okay, all the children come. If you have cap guns or explosives, firecrackers, whatever it is, put it here on the table. He used to confiscate all the contraband before the Kriyat Megillah, and they said, okay, come pick it up after the Megillah. And you saw all the kids, emptying their pockets and whatever. The Gedol Hador tells you to do something, so you do it. So that's what used to be very, very upset when they did that. He points out in Chazon Avadia, as well as the Mishnah Berurah says the same thing. Sometimes people bring children to Mikra Megillah, which is a tremendous mitzvah. It's a mitzvah chinuch. But that's only if they're old enough to be able to sit through it. They're able to sit quietly. There are certain children that just by nature, they're too young to be able to sit still for so long. And then they get fussy and cry and make noise and whatever. And then they disturb everybody around them. The Mishnah Berurah and Maran Zichron Bracha and Chazon Avadia, they both say this is a tremendous sin. It's not a mitzvah, it's an averah, because you are disturbing all of those around you. So let's bear this in mind as we get closer, Be'ezrat Hashem, to Purim. We'll continue in the next few days. Have a wonderful day.